We've been braking since 2016 and offer a variety of brakes from pick your teams and pick your players to random teams and drafted teams, mixers, and more. We built this app with the collector in mind, with features like scheduled drop times, custom notification settings, and earn rewards on purchases, among other things. And we want to be a one-stop shop for collectors, which is why we've added services like PSA grading and eBay consignment straight from brakes. We are a PSA authorized dealer and offer grading services from value to walkthrough. All you need to do is fill out the form on our website within 24 hours of a brake completing, and we will take care of the rest. All submissions for brakes come with a review and wipe down of your card, and you won't be charged anything until we get your card back from PSA. eBay consignment is a similar process where you will need to fill out a form on our site within 24 hours of a brake completing for any cards you'd like to submit. All cards will be listed next business day for a 5-day auction starting at 99 cents. And after the sale, you'll have the option to be paid out via check, PayPal goods, or brake credit. The links for these services will be in the description of every brake. If you have any questions about how the app or how our brakes work, feel free to message us on your preferred social platform. Or jump in the chat of one of our brakes and the brake host can help walk you through it.
What's happening, guys? Happy Friday.
And happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. I'm not dressed as Card Cupid, unfortunately. I think Tom is the true Cupid today. You saw his...
Yeah. And I think we all saw how Tom teased his afternoon here.
His Valentine's Day bounties.
Yeah.
I think he got rid of that, or did he just push it back to the... Oh, there it is. Yep. He just pushed it back to the end of the dropping soon carousel.
Tom is Card Cupid.
The wings and the roses and everything else.
Yeah, that's a little scary, actually.
That's a big Cupid.
That is a big Cupid.
I thought Cupid was supposed to be like a little baby.
Yeah, you did not want that Cupid like flying overhead at all. No chance.
It's a little dangerous.
Yes. Chris is in the house. Who else is in the house? Say hello when you drop into the feed. Let us know that you are here and hanging out with us. Wish us a Valentine's Day. I mean, I miss the days of like elementary school.
Yeah.
When you had like a box and all the kids like went around and, you know, put a little card in your box.
Valentine in there.
Like maybe a little piece of candy
Yeah.
or something like this. You know, Amberly did it, with her first grade class yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
She made like a little robot. Did you see her robot that she made?
No, I didn't see a robot.
She made this giant robot out of cardboard boxes, like taped together and everything like that.
Okay.
Like our boxes, shipping boxes and
Yeah.
stuff. And then like colored it and everything like that, cut a slit in it so that she could have a box for her Valentine's. Hey, Tom. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to All Cards Ship. We were just talking about how awfully ugly of a card cupid you are. and how we would never want you flying overhead and shooting arrows because it's just a scary, scary idea.
Me flying overhead is scary enough.
Correct. Correct.
I had a great idea for Cupid tonight. I was going to bounce off you.
Oh, that sounds horrible already. Anytime a conversation with Tom starts off as I have a great idea, it is probably going to be disastrous.
I am on my way to Goose Candy in downtown Waupun to buy boxes of chocolates that were every break today. The Money Mit Hit gets a box of chocolates.
Look at that.
Money Mit Hits gets a box of chocolates from Goose Candy.
Yeah, it's like a local candy place. It's unbelievable.
That also sounds like something you should be concerned about, like flying overhead. I think I would name chocolates Goose.
That's world famous.
G-U-T-H-S. G-U.
Goot. Goots.
Goose.
Goots. That sounds very
Like
nice
German?
in German. Goots.
It's good.
I wonder what that stands for.
You can't ship them in July because they'd be a little melty. I think we're safe.
We're safe in below zero weather in Wisconsin and Minnesota. So
It's been freezing lately.
don't, if you guys hit chocolates in your break, don't leave them sit in the mailbox if it's over 55 degrees.
Yeah, if you're down south, don't let them sit.
The chocolate fractor.
Well, we'll call you and hear your awful idea after all cards ship. See ya.
My favorite thing with Tom's ideas are, all right, I've got an idea, and I don't know if I like it or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I've got an idea. Maybe you should try it.
Yeah, that's happened more than a few times.
Yeah. So you heard it here first. Everybody in the Money Mitt tonight
All day.
gets a box of chocolates.
Yep. I know he's doing some special stuff. It's kind of flown under the radar. I mean, we got spring training coming up. Like, guys are starting to report and go down to Florida and Arizona. The start of the NCAA Division I baseball season is today as well.
Yeah.
So Tom's gonna have a little special break here tonight.
Did you see what Jake said? Did you forget or did you make that happen?
It's in process.
Oh.
It's in process.
Ooh.
Don't worry, Jake. I got you.
Amberly is going to be sad because
She
up
loves
until
those pink hats.
today, she's the only one that's got one.
Right.
She thought I made it especially for her. She's
That's
like,
terrible.
I have the only pink hat. You know, she thought it was just like a special hat I just had made just for her. She's gonna be crushed. Jake is gonna crush her spirits when he wears his pink hat around every day.
Yep. Jake, you just can't wear it to the store. Amberly sees him in the
Just
store.
leave it in the car. Leave it in the car.
That's funny. Did they do it? So do they still do, like, you know, Amberly brought the robot thing. Like, do they still do, like, you bring Valentine's for everyone's in the class, or is it different now?
Yeah, I mean, you bring Valentine's for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can't like pick your favorite
Selectively.
people. Like you can't, you know,
That
the
sucks.
poor kid that nobody likes.
Yeah.
The poor kid that nobody likes that gets no Valentine's. You know, I mean, you know.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I know. Yeah. Built a lot of character. That did.
Right. Exactly. You know, that just makes you prepared for a career in sales. You know, getting used to hearing the word no and getting rejected constantly and just continuing on the course.
Correct. Yeah. You know, I liked first grade. It was the best 2 years of my life.
Yeah. Technically, I think I did do first grade 2 years.
Really?
Well, because my kindergarten class was like a kindergarten first grade hybrid class.
One of those advanced type of things.
And then I did first grade. So technically, I think I did first grade twice.
So you did like 1.5 times.
1.5.
I skipped my last year of preschool.
You did.
Yep. I was too smart.
You skipped it, or they kicked you out.
Probably a little bit of both. They probably said, like, oh, yeah, he's so advanced. He's doing so well. In reality, it's like, this kid is like, oh, we can't deal with this anymore.
I was really good at school all the way until college, and that's when I started being at risk of getting kicked out. So that's why I don't work for somebody else right now.
Yeah.
I don't like the threat of being kicked out. I mean, you get fired every other week.
I've got the threat of being jobless and homeless. It's like double. It's double elimination.
I like it. All right, so spring training baseball.
Yep.
We're gonna go out there, call it right now. World Series champion.
Guardians. That's easy. That's a dumb question.
This is the worst question. What do you guys think? Today, before any games are played, before any exhibition, what do you guys think? World Series champs
I
out of the gates.
can see the Dodgers. Like, while I do actually believe that the Guardians have a chance to win again, or to win this year, how do you not say Dodgers?
I mean, that's the safe answer, right?
They literally spent $100,000 billion.
100,000 billion.
Yeah.
That's
It's
Clearly,
a big number.
it's clear that you make minimum wage.
Correct.
I mean, Otani, Sasaki, Yamamoto, Kershaw.
It's ridiculous.
Won
It's,
the world.
it's actually ridiculous. I don't know that like the whole thing, like either a cap or a like a not, you can't defer every single $1 million contract. Like the amount of deferred money is ridiculous too.
Well, I mean, we thought like the whole Bobby Bonilla contract of kicking the can down the road was
Right.
crazy. I mean, the Dodgers are deferring like entire teams' payrolls.
Correct. Yeah, no, they have more deferred than the Guardians have on payroll.
Yes,
It's ridiculous.
it's wild.
Do you think there needs to be a salary cap or a salary floor first? Because like that comes into play with obviously, like a team like the Guardians, a small market team that doesn't spend as much, right? It's like what makes things more competitive?
Yeah, I mean, I just think you have a hard time with a floor because these guys are pulling from different amounts of capital. Like is a Cleveland owner or the Twins owner, just supposed to lose money every year?
Right. Yeah,
To-
because at the end of the day, it's a
spend-
business, right?
To spend. Yeah, I mean, this isn't recreation for these guys.
Right.
These are businesses. These are businesses where they want to make money and get a return on their investment. So, how do you set a floor on what they can spend
Yeah.
when they're trying to make money?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I don't know, Mike. I've got high hopes going into this year with the Guardians, especially after last year. What do you think that is? Chris said, interesting to see how the Red Sox roster shakes out the next few days. I do not like the Red Sox roster. I'll say this. I think they overpaid for Alex Bregman, which is on the rise. Like, what?
Overpaid? Like, that's the worst contract I've ever seen.
It's pretty bad. There were like 4 teams that made him nice offers.
This
like
is
that,
somebody
too.
who is way past his prime.
Yeah.
way
He's had a
past
good
his
year
prime.
last year, though, didn't he?
He did.
I actually kind of know.
But-
I don't want to.
but why do we
last
keep-
year?
Why do we keep paying mediocre or, bargain basement all-stars like insane amounts of money?
When they're older? Like, how old is he?
I mean, he's got to be 30 something.
94.
He's 30.
30.
Yeah.
But that's not that old. How old was Xander Bogaerts when he signed with the Padres?
Yeah, but 30 is a dinosaur. These guys, it's really rare that these guys make it past 34 to 36.
Right.
With any steam, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so what? He hit 26 home runs.
Yeah, he only batted 260. He did not have, like Chris said, he did not have the best year last year.
No. I mean, he's a career 270 hitter.
Yeah, he's really only like a career 260 hitter over the past couple of years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's still above average, with the new league average.
I mean, I saw a stat of the number of team batting averages over 250.
Yeah. It wasn't many, right?
Like 30 years ago,
Almost
it
all.
was like
Yeah.
25 teams
Yeah.
with a team batting average over 250.
Yeah.
And last year it was 5.
That's crazy.
5 teams with a team batting average over 250.
Yep.
But, I look at like why we're taking guys that are hitting 260 and 25 home runs and paying them $40 million,
It's ridiculous.
maybe 15 million.
Yeah, he's definitely not he's not an invaluable signing at all. Like, he's a good player.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And he's going to go there and play out of position.
Yeah, he's gonna go play second base. It's wild.
Is there really no other signings that you can do? I don't know. I don't understand it.
It seemed expensive. Seemed like I'm glad I'm not a Red Sox fan right now.
I mean, the truth is, I didn't love the Correa deal that the Twins did.
Yeah, it necessarily hasn't really panned out very well.
When you take these guys who are 30 years old, who have had some good years,
Yeah.
And Correa had some really good years.
Right.
You take these guys when they're 30, it's like a dice roll.
Correct. Especially you're dealing with like injury concerns and everything like that too. Like, there's a lot more kind of at play there.
It's just a dice roll because, these guys can hit 30 and either cruise on like Nelson Cruz. I was going to use him as an example, and really perform, or they can just fizzle out so fast.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, Correa had a great year last year.
Wow.
But
he only played 86 games though. Like, sure, he batted .310, but he only played 86 games.
then they're hurt.
Yeah, it's brutal. He had
So-
230. He bet 230 the year before. That's bad.
Right.
That's really bad.
Right.
He was even younger too when they traded for him. I didn't realize he was only 26.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah. Next said Bregman's gonna pepper the monster. He's gonna be a good bet next to Devers. Like, he'll be fine. I don't know. It's still a lot of money.
I want to see players go on like performance-based contracts.
Instead of like they're talking about fully guaranteed in the
Yeah,
chat.
give them milestones.
They already do incentive, like especially in the NFL, it's big incentive based.
Yeah, but they still have a guaranteed
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
90% of what they make.
Correct. Yeah.
Like, I want to see a guaranteed that's 10%.
Like
I want them to sign for $5 million guaranteed.
commission based, just like a sales contract.
Yeah,
would be,
like,
right?
let's put these guys on commission. You gotta perform.
Yeah, but then you run into injury. Like what do you do if a dude gets hurt?
Oh, boo-hoo, you didn't play and you only made $5 million. Cry me a river.
I don't think that the players' associations would go for that.
I don't care. Force them.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Guaranteed. These whole like guaranteed $40 million, even if you're hurt and don't play the whole season.
Yeah.
Dumbest thing ever. I don't care if they took an insurance policy against that contract or not. It's so dumb.
Ryan, as a Cleveland Browns fan that has had to watch Deshaun Watson play 4 games in the last 2 years, I completely agree.
And then you see like the guaranteed contracts. I mean, in the NFL, you got Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
When you have the Packers paying him $40 million to not play for them, and now you're going to have the Jets paying him $40 million again to not play.
Did that actually happen on both of them?
Yes.
They cut his contract and just pay him out.
They have to pay him.
Yeah. Interesting.
They still have to pay him.
It's good for Aaron Rodgers.
It's going to be 2 times in a row that his former team paid him $40 million to not play on their team.
Someone said he's taking the Brett Favre route, and then the next step is to go to the Vikings.
Gross.
Brett Favre was decent for the Vikings for a year.
Great. I'd rather roll with what we have again.
Sam Darnold?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
100%. I would rather roll with Sam Darnold than Aaron Rodgers today.
No, look on the outside looking in, I'd be taking Aaron Rodgers.
I think Aaron Rodgers is done.
I don't think so.
I think he's done.
He's got more in the tank.
I don't think
He's gonna go on a wellness like blackout retreat this year in the woods for 2 weeks, where he's like silent and no sound or no light for 2 weeks, and he's gonna get out of that, and he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good.
I don't see it.
Jake, you're talking about one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
I don't see it.
Just saying.
No,
I think
he's washed up. He's injury prone.
I'll tell you this: I'd be happy if the Browns got him.
I guarantee you, we sign the Vikings sign Aaron Rodgers, and he's hurt before the season starts.
No, he did that with the Jets already on the first game.
Yeah, he's gonna do it again.
I don't think
for
so.
sure.
No, McCarthy's coming back. I'm not obviously not a McCarthy fan. He'll be fine.
I'm indifferent.
He'll be fine.
Indifferent to McCarthy. I mean, I'd like to see him come back and do something. The rookie class already is great for 2024 football.
Yeah, that would actually make some that would kind of make some noise in 24 football if McCarthy comes in and starts performing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we just got solicited 2024 Top's Finest football just this week.
Yep.
And had to dig into that checklist a little bit, how the product is configured, everything like that. And it's non-licensed. It's hard to look at this product and not like the checklist.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
And
really good.
like the things that you're going to be able to hit on it.
Both these both Topps Chrome and Finest Football both coming out for the 2024 rookie class.
Right.
I mean, you just have autos of every one of the dudes that you didn't in Panini.
Yeah, I think some of the 2023 Topps non-licensed stuff kind of put a bad taste in people's mouths because the secondary market hyped it so much and drove the price so high that it was just a bloodbath.
Yeah.
by the time all the singles prices settled out.
Yeah, even more of the problem with that was poor player performance, because if you look at like 2023 composite, it really follows the direct trend of off-season and player performance and single sales declining, because you had Will Levis, who was either hurt or just wasn't playing good at all. You had Anthony Richardson then coming into that year and then talking about like the getting benched thing, like his future was all up in the air. When it first released, he was top dog, and he also had autos and Panini stuff, so that wasn't really like an exclusive auto, so we knew his stuff was going to sell less anyways. And then you got CJ Stroud, who coming off of obviously a great freshman year, like didn't really live up to expectations, especially early in the year, which really, really hurt his value. So you have those three guys, and those were the only three rookies in 23 composite. Compared to this year, you're going to have guys like Brock Bowers with ink, Marvin Harrison Jr. with ink, some of the other guys.
I don't know. Did he get a deal done with?
He was
Fanatics?
on the auto list for finest.
I didn't see that one. Interesting.
Which is actually
he had a big
deal.
dispute. I mean, he had a big dispute over signing autographs with Fanatics.
Correct.
That he had to iron out. But,
yeah.
I mean, I get that perspective on 2023 composite, but also this is a product that should have come out at $250 a box.
Yeah, for sure.
And also had chases like Brady autos and all kinds of awesome vet autos and Hall of Famer autos, things like that. It should have been $250 a box.
Correct.
And the market hype drove it to $450 a box.
Really quick, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And like this was a great rip, a fun rip.
Correct.
If it had stayed $250 a box, completely different feeling about the product.
Yeah, agreed.
Right? And so now I feel like we're going to roll into Topps Chrome Football 2024 and Topps Chrome Football or Topps Finest Football 2024.
Right.
I don't think the market is going to surge the same way.
Which is
I think these boxes are going to come out. They're going to be $250 and they're going to be a really fun rip at that price.
Right.
If they went to $450, it would be ick again, right?
Yeah, I'm a little probably more concerned that does still happen, just with how many dudes are going to be signing for the first times.
I don't know. I mean, you can go out there today and pre-order Finest Football for $250 a box.
Right.
Usually when the secondary market is going to surge,
it's
already starting high.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, I agree.
So when it goes on these big online retailers' websites at MSRP, that means that they're not anticipating a surge. Otherwise, they would have put it out there at $299 out of the gates, above MSRP, and we would see it start to creep up even in the first week or 2 weeks of it being on the website.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, it probably helps that it's coming out in the off season too. Like if this was coming out in a month, and this is the month right before the playoffs where Jaden Daniels is booming, like then everyone's like, okay, we need Finest because we need Jaden Daniels rookie autos, and that I could have seen that taken off.
Yeah. I think it's coming out at the right time.
Yeah.
I think it's coming out at the right price and the right value. And I think it's gonna be good at that year. I mean, you're talking about a $2,400 break.
Right.
An average spot price of $80.
Yep.
And 75, $80.
And some of those teams like the Commanders, obviously, and the Broncos and the Bears, like these teams are going to carry more of that weight, which is just, I think it's going to price out really well, because of that price point.
I agree. There's going to be $29 teams, $39 teams,
For sure.
$49 teams.
And all of them are going to have really good chases.
It's going to price out like a Series 1, way cheaper than Finest Baseball.
Sure.
Way cheaper than Topps Chrome Baseball.
Right.
So,
yeah, it'll be good.
And we know football has more upside, even when it is unlicensed.
Yeah,
so
it's also nice because it's cheaper than a lot of other football products that we've been ripping lately.
Right.
Like, especially by a full case.
And we're getting closer and closer and closer to the licenses popping.
Yeah.
So this fall we've got NBA license ready to pop. Cooper Flag. Ready to pop with licensed Topps NBA products.
Yep.
We've got, and then in the spring we've got the next NFL season So
Yep.
as licensed product for 2025 season
And we
products.
get to chase a new Browns quarterback. Shador Sanders, baby.
Yeah, like Mike said, the Browns will still be a $5 team.
No, he's talking about 2024. Andrew, yeah, if I remember correctly, I saw Neighbors and Bowers on the auto checklist alongside Marvin Harrison,
Right,
and I
yep,
think
they were.
Ladd is on there. Obviously, he had autos and Panini, but a lot of those type of guys. So, yeah, I forgot Neighbors. Neighbors didn't even have autos and Panini stuff this year.
Right.
So, yeah, there's a lot of dudes that have ink. So you're chasing more than just 3 guys like you were in 2023.
Let's talk
So-
Series 1 baseball.
Yeah, we've kind of breezed over spring training.
Yeah,
but-
we're in the midst. We're in the midst of like the craziness here. If you are local, you might see it and catch wind of it here when you're in the shop. But you see all of the 6-case player breaks, and this is always a fun season for us because we sort and ship every base card, and so our order fulfillment team is going bonkers. We've got some volunteers. Well, they're not really volunteers.
Nope.
We show them a little bit of love on the side, but we've got some people giving some of their extra hours to help us
It's a good way to
sort
phrase
through
it.
sort through some of these massive breaks.
It's a lot. It's
It
a lot
is
of
a lot
cards.
of base cards.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Series 1 so far?
It's been really good. I'm not going to say I was pessimistic going into Series 1 because I wasn't.
I was cautious.
Yeah. That's
I
not,
wasn't
pessimistic
pessimistic.
isn't the right
I was
word.
cautious.
Yeah. I think we were both on the same page a little bit with that. But, I think it's every single year, it's the new hype of a fresh rookie class. The new, the spring is here type of feeling and getting ready for spring training. And okay, baseball season is right around the corner. And then the changes that they made, which is probably part of why I was cautious. Okay, these changes they made, are they going to be good? Are they going to be bad? Are people going to respond to them well? The market going to respond to them well? And I think we've seen over the past few days that Topps did a really, really good job with Series 1.
Yeah, I mean, I really like some of the elements that they added.
Correct. Yeah.
My favorite element that they added are the Real Ones autos.
It's actually, I don't know if the market fully has responded. Maybe probably because there's not a ton
There's
out
no
there right
data
now.
yet.
I don't know if people understand how big of a deal that is.
I expect the Real Ones autos to sell for multiples higher than the Baseball Stars
Yep,
auto rookie of the same player.
for sure.
I think that getting a true rookie auto on the flagship design
Yep.
is maybe one of the greatest changes they've made to flagship baseball
Yep.
ever.
I agree.
Ever. I mean,
It's one of those things.
This
It's
is-
we never thought about it, but then they do it. It's why the heck didn't they do that 10 years ago?
well, but think about this. How much we love getting autographs on flagship base cards.
Yep.
And how great it looks.
Yep.
It doesn't even they don't even have to put a little white window on there for an autograph.
Still looks good.
It looks fantastic, and we've always done that every year. We take some of these big rookies and we send out a gold, and we send out a base, and we send out a different color parallels
Right.
to get them hard signed because they look great.
Yep. Exactly.
And now they've actually got them in the product with
Yeah.
parallels.
Yeah, it's big.
I mean, it's huge
Yeah.
to me.
They
I
did
mean,
a
it's big.
relic too as well. I don't know if you saw that. They did a real
Oh, they
one
did a
relic.
Real Ones relic?
Yeah, which
I
is
have
pretty
not
cool.
seen that.
I had one in my first 6-caser, and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of sweet.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's the biggest change they've made to flagship
yep.
that I've ever seen.
Yeah, the biggest beneficial
Yeah. Yeah.
addition, at least.
I like how, they've continued to do the chase insert concept. The aces look unreal this year.
I like that they made I have a little bit of a problem because they've done this before on a few things, like the Bowman spotlights and even the home field advantages. It's
Taking a common insert.
I don't
and
love
then
that they
making
do
it
that.
scarce. I mean, I think they were surprised by Aces
And how well it did.
and how well people received
yeah, when the
Aces.
Shohei base Aces card was a freaking $20 card.
It was like 20, 30 bucks for a Otani Aces that
Right.
wasn't scarce at all.
Exactly.
And the market responded really, really well to it.
Yeah.
I do feel like they changed it enough.
Yeah,
Like,
at least it
making
looks
it like
different.
that black card Aces, like
Yeah.
that looks kind of epic.
Yep.
So I love that one. I think the home field advantage still struggles with that a little bit. The fact that it used to be like one of the most common
Yeah, it's like-
inserts and now it's scarce.
yeah.
I'm not sure it's really made a full recovery
Yeah, it sucks.
to be valued at the scarcity level that it is.
That's the problem. It's not that it's not valued and it's not going to sell fine, but it's like at the scarcity level that the new ones are
Right.
makes it a problem.
Yeah.
But they added like the placata, which is sick. I don't know if you saw that one. It's like the home run.
Yeah,
You know, those are sweet. They added a few other like. I love what they're
Is it
doing with
Placada?
Huh?
Placada?
I guess I don't know how to.
I don't know. I'm just making it up. Maddie, that Satchel Page is the Aces card that we were
Correct.
talking about.
Yep. Yep. And if you do have free time and want to come sort cards, hit one of us up.
Yeah.
You send us an email or a
Come
DM or
sort.
something.
Come
and-
sort for some credit.
Yeah, we can. We could use all the help that we can get over here right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, they crushed it. Series 1 is really good.
One of the things I was a little gun shy on was the change that they made with parallels.
Yeah, which is
So they got rid of black. They got rid of Father's Day. They got rid of Mother's Day.
Independence
They,
Day, the Memorial Day camo.
they kept Memorial Day camo
Oh,
and
did
they
they?
kept Independence Day.
I know they kept Independence Day. I did not know that they kept camo.
Pretty sure that they kept camo.
Let's look. So we
Um,
got the computer here for
I know that they had another one at 20, numbered to 25.
Yeah, because they have the
The-
orange foil.
Well, and I think they did like a wood out
Oh,
of
yeah,
25 also. I
Yep.
thought they kept the camo, but maybe they guessed that one.
Let me go through and look. Out of 25,
Yeah,
they do have
Memorial
it. Yep.
Day camo. So
Yep.
they have, yeah, and
So they
then,
have
orange.
wood, spring training, orange foil award, orange rainbow, orange hollow foil, Memorial Day camo, orange diamante.
Yeah, and some of those are retail exclusive.
Correct.
But I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about replacing, things like black. Like black has for a long time been such a chase rookie card.
It has been, yeah.
So I think that one is, one I wasn't sure how people were going to respond. Mother's Day, Father's Day.
Right.
I think those were loved parallels.
Yep.
And going to a foil, which foil has always historically been a little bit retail for flagship.
Yeah.
They would do like the green ice and that, and
Right.
they were like the less desired numbered parallels.
Mm-hmm.
But they did go with really traditional numbering: orange out of 25, gold out of 50, blue out of 150,
Yeah.
green out of 99. So they did do more traditional numbering in line with other sets throughout the year. So I guess there's an argument that it could catch on and people could adjust.
Do you think that Topps is trying to like chromify it? If you get what I'm saying there with the foil parallels instead of like just the regular,
Paper stock.
paper stock parallels?
Yeah, I just
Or are
don't
they
know
just
if-
trying to get it in line with more of what like their other products have for color? The traditional like
the
blue
traditional
to 150
yeah,
and
the
green to
traditional
99.
Topps parallel
Correct.
colors. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
The one thing that I did notice is they gave retail and hobby their own sets of inserts,
Right.
where they used to have like black across all of the different package configurations.
Yeah.
Blast. You could get blacks in blasters and hangers and hobby and jumbo and fat packs, and same thing with Father's Day and Mother's Day. And so that kind of spread those out a little bit.
Right.
And now they did like separate sets. So like the orange hollow foil is only hobby,
Mm-hmm.
and then like the orange rainbow
There's only jumbo or whatever.
Or maybe it's the other way around.
Whatever it is, yeah.
But is only retail.
Right.
So they're not spreading these across the entire production run.
Yep.
So I think that's a different strategy.
Mm-hmm.
It does mean there are more oranges out of 25.
Right.
Of varying colors, but that helps them not dilute the product a ton.
Correct.
From a color perspective. We actually saw cases getting oranges and golds and things like that.
Yep.
So
I
think you're more frequently getting low numbered stuff
for sure.
In series
like
1 this year than you have in past.
Yeah, you think of like some of the past years, be like, because you're not getting Memorial Day camos every case. It's like, okay, so you don't have anything numbered less than 50.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases. Yeah. Which
I mean, we know they increased the production run a little bit, probably like 10 to 20%, 10 to 15%. The increased production run. So that kind of a strategy also helps get more color in there without diluting it out, right? When you make more. I think that's one of the things we see in the silver packs. Paul mentioned that it seems like the silver packs have less color.
Right.
Those probably have been slightly diluted out by them making more cases.
Yep.
So that's probably why we're seeing that.
Yeah, because if they didn't increase the number of players on that silver pack checklist, then they can't have more.
Now, the other thing you have to also consider is you can't, we have a little bit of recency bias.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really easy to compare Series 1 to Update.
When it's not the same at all.
You have to compare Series 1 to Series 1 because Series 1 is the one they always have made the most of. They make a little less Series 2 and they make even less Update.
Correct.
So you can't compare the pull rates from Update to the pull rates in Series 1.
It's not even close.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
So sometimes you kind of have to undo your memory of how Update was. It was just a few months ago.
Yeah.
And what the pull rates were there, and reset yourself back a full year to compare to last year, Series 1.
Correct.
And it's actually a lot more in line to the pull rates of last year.
Right.
So.
Yep. 100%. Card design, base card design. Do you like this one better than last year's?
I like the card design this year. Yeah.
I like it. I think I liked last year's better.
Okay.
It just seemed a little bit more modern. I did not expect to like the 1990 inserts and silver pack stuff as much as I did.
I do love the no name on front.
It's an awesome
1990 was smack dab in the middle of my collecting journey.
Yeah.
As a kid, so having the no name on front version of all of the 1990
Pretty
inserts
cool.
is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I really like that one a lot.
Yep.
So
I agree with that.
Yeah. The jersey number parallel.
Sick.
Is really cool.
Yep.
So that's a new one that they did this year.
Mm-hmm.
With the cards, print run just to the number of the player's jersey.
Yep.
So I think I saw it was Gunnar Henderson's jersey number 2, and so there's only 2 Gunnar Hendersons.
Yeah, they only did that with a handful of guys, 10 or 15 guys or something like that. And and they look good too.
I think that was a cool one.
Yeah, team logos are back, golden mirrors are back, the true photos are back, which are gorgeous as always. Heavy lumber is sweet again. Titus just had a Trout heavy lumber auto,
I saw that.
Which is sick.
Yeah. So, the liquid gold was cool. That was Diamond Icons.
Correct.
The liquid gold was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
But while we're talking about parallels, let's pivot a little bit away from Series 1 and over to McDonald's All-American. So we're talking about parallels that we like.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Golden Arches parallel and the McFlurry parallel?
I love it. I love all that dumb stuff that people can complain about being, oh, this is too corny. That's what I like the best.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a McDonald's product. Let's implement some key McDonald's features into the card design.
I opened one box yesterday, and I hit a Cooper Flag McFlurry.
Oh, sick.
I was like, this is sick. This is awesome. I love this card.
Yeah, that's super awesome. I mean, the McDonald's is really interesting this year because they changed it up a bit from prior years, and obviously you have Cooper Flag, who is the biggest prospect since Wemby, and obviously Wemby was only a couple, or only last year, but like legit consensus #1 overall pick coming out of Duke. You also have a couple other big guys like Ace Boogie, or I forget his the Arkansas kid, Ace Bailey. Yeah. I was thinking of Boogie. I was Ace Bailey, and in Harper that are going to be potentially top 5 picks. And I think the one interesting thing that the market has reacted to a little bit different this year in Chrome basketball, McDonald's Chrome basketball, is I see the women players signing for or selling for a little bit more in terms of autographs and parallels. And I feel like it's directly like obviously the Caitlin Clark effect, but like the Juju Watkins effect specifically with McDonald's basketball was massive because she had autos last year's product as she was coming in, like the season had gone too long or whatever, she hadn't played too much. Her autos were selling really, really cheap. And then she became Juju Watkins. And if you look up those McDonald's autos now, they are not very cheap at all because she had the on-card autos and everything. So I see a lot of these, these women players selling for more probably than they ever would have because they're in this year's product.
All right, so let's run with the women's basketball thing then.
Yeah.
The other big release this week.
I think it. I feel like it has not been talked about in the hobby as much as it has been. Like I'm not saying it wasn't hyped because it obviously is.
It is insane. 23-24 Prism WNBA.
I think it's just 24 Prism.
Is it 24?
Yeah.
Prism WNBA.
Ridiculous.
Bonkers.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Emil and I were looking at this checklist and we're like dumbstruck at what these boxes are selling for, right?
Yep.
I mean, $1,100 box.
Yep.
Out of the gates. And we're just like, how is this even possible? And then we look at the checklist. Really, really short checklist, 150 players, and the rookies have 2 cards.
Yep.
So you've got, double chance at Angel Reese, double chance at Caitlin Clark, double chance at Cameron Brink.
Yep.
Really, really short checklist. I mean, you compare it to Prism football, it's like 350 400 cards.
Exactly.
Right? It's bonkers.
Yep.
It's so hard to hit the good players.
Correct.
In Prism football, right? Yep. Then you look at the low production of the product and how many parallels you're getting.
Yep.
Low numbered parallels. And you go on eBay and the stuff, and every product sells high out of the gates, right? This is next level.
It's crazy.
This is bonkers. Like Caitlin Clark is outselling Wemby by a ton.
Her stuff is ridiculous.
It's bonkers.
Absolutely ridiculous.
So you talk about like this heat of women's basketball.
Yep.
Like the Caitlin Clark hype did not die after the first season. I mean, we're in the off season.
Yeah.
Like this is when people should be not talking about the WNBA.
Yep.
People should arguably never be talking about the WNBA without pre-Caitlin Clark.
You were the one.
Never did.
You're the one that was saying like, "Oh, season's over. She's a pro now.
I was.
No one cares."
I was.
Like Ryan 1 year ago would have never imagined Ryan today ripping a case of Prism WNBA.
I ripped a whole case of Prism WNBA.
It was people don't care once these girls get to the WNBA. Like her stuff's gonna drop like crazy. Like it doesn't matter.
It blows my mind.
And you were incorrect.
I was ridiculing Emil because he's doing this little Caitlin Clark Bowman Chrome University PC stash, and I'm like, how dumb are you? Why are you so dumb? Like stashing Caitlin Clark. No one's gonna care about her after March Madness, and certainly not when she's playing for the Indiana Fever.
Right.
Like nobody's gonna care.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's wild.
Like how long does it last?
That's the thing that I don't have any idea of. Like, is she already like? Did she automatically cement herself into that like Otani-esque type of level where it's like no matter what happens from here on out, Caitlin Clark's still gonna be like that dude, that woman. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm being inclusive. But you know what I mean? Like, is she always going to be at the pinnacle alongside the Otanis and the Brady's, like, instantly like that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say, and it's hard to say if how it will translate to other players,
Yep.
right? I'm not a big Angel Reese fan,
Yeah.
right? I don't like her antics. I don't like her attitude on the court. I don't like
Or
the
off the
fact that
court.
she can't make a shot. I don't like the fact that 87% of her rebounds come off of her own shots.
Correct. Yeah.
I just like got to give it to her for her hustle. Like, she outworks and out hustles everybody on the field or on the court, and that makes up for less skills.
Correct.
That's what she's got going for her.
Yep.
But Laura brought home a box of Reese's Puffs cereal for Amberly, and it was Angel Reese's Puffs cereal with a big picture of Angel Reese on it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. I pulled the box out. I was going to have some, and I look at it, and I dislike her so much I didn't eat any. I was just going to have like a snack bowl of Reese's Puffs. And I dislike her as a player so much.
The contents in the box were still the exact same.
Yeah,
you could have always just like
I don't
taken
like
the box out and
this.
thrown it away, and then just had the bag just sitting there. Then you wouldn't have had to do that.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll throw the box away. We'll just keep it in the bag.
There you go. Al brings up a good point, which I think you kind of always have to talk about whenever these big WNBA products come out. Is what did Al say? Is like should help bring more women into the hobby, into the shop and the hobby. So outside of WNBA, and this one is probably a lot less prevalent to everyone that is not in the local Minnesota market, but just a few weeks ago we had the first ever PWHL hockey product, which is the Professional Women's Hockey League. It's a new league that started up probably about a year ago or so. I think last year was their first actual full season, maybe 2 years ago. And they have 6 teams. Like Montreal, Minnesota, New York, I think Boston, like Ottawa, something like that. We have never had a release, besides maybe like Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon, where we have gotten more phone calls about, are you going to have this? Are you going to have this? Are you going to have this? Constantly. Like, phone ringing off the hook constantly about this. And it was super limited, and we were able to get a little bit back in stock, but it sold out again. And thankfully, they're coming out with a new product. The next iteration of it this summer. But I think all of this with just both women's sports and popularity, and just we're really seeing like a culture shift in real time. And you can't say it's all thanks to Caitlin Clark that the women's hockey thing is doing what it is, because wheels were in motion for that for plenty of years before with different leagues that they tried. But it is really, really crazy to see, and it's awesome, like awesome to see.
Yeah. White Tiger, you're talking like I claimed that I could beat Angel Reese in one-on-one. I'm an old fat white guy. Like, I'm not beating any professional female basketball player in one-on-one.
So I've got one of my best friends is married. His wife is she played D1 at Arizona.
Yeah.
And she graduated in 2019. So a couple years ago we were out in Scottsdale, went out to the bars, and one of these bars had like the two-sided like just shooting machine. You know what I mean? Like the little arcade game.
Does she own you?
I'm of course talking smack and being unbearable like usual, and just like, okay, like let's shoot. And she torched me. Like, granted, I'm not good at basketball anyway, so I was just talking crap, but like automatic, just automatic. And he said he's played like one-on-one against her, and he played high school basketball. Like, he's decent, but she, like, it is a different level, and that's from a girl that is D1 a few years ago that was not making it to the WNBA at all.
I'll stick with skee ball.
Right.
I'm gonna stick with skee ball on that one. We went to the state fair. Amberly's, they got all the carnival games, and one of them's always the basketball hoop.
Yeah.
And they got like the tiny rim. It's not even like a full size rim.
Right.
And Amberly's like, trying to get me to win a prize. I'm like, I'm not shooting that basketball. Like,
Looking dumb.
It's already rigged. It's already rigged with the tiny little rim.
Yeah. Was that before we had gone into the gym and you had shot, or after?
Oh man, no, that was probably after.
Yeah.
That was probably after. That was the first time I shot a basketball in 20 years, maybe.
To say you could see the rust in Ryan's like elbow, shoulder, and entire motion.
Oh man, that's probably what hurt me. That's the day that I got hurt.
No. Oh, was it?
That's the day that that I got hurt playing pickleball.
Yeah. You were doing too much like heaving in your shoulder. Like
seriously, I was
out.
like, But Amberly's playing basketball right now.
Yeah.
So first through third grade.
Nice.
She's never played basketball before, never dribbled a basketball before, and is playing basketball. And that is a interesting experience.
I can only imagine.
Interesting experience.
Yeah.
So, but it's been fun. They play on the shorter hoop.
Yeah.
And it's been fun to do that with her and watch her play.
Well, yeah, because you played basketball, obviously.
I did. Yeah, I played. Yep. So, no longer.
Funny. What else do we got? What's next?
Well, I mean, we've got a few minutes left. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop those questions on us about the hobby, about our business, about anything. We were going to make one announcement today.
Yeah.
We are excited to announce, and we can't tell you where, but we are excited to announce that we are laying the groundwork for our next Real Sports Cards shop. Again, we're not going to tell you where, but one of the things that we'd love to hear from you guys are like, what are the things that you would have, like the elements that you would love to see in like your ideal or perfect card shop. We have an opportunity to open a card shop with a completely blank slate. In 2020, when we opened this shop here, we were one of the first people to do like a modern trading card shop with gallery style displays for singles and things like that, and a nice lounge to sit in and watch games and rip packs. And now we're going to have the opportunity to do this again, and I want to go bigger and better. We don't want to just do the same thing we did 4 years ago. There's a lot of shops across the country that have modernized and updated to kind of this style that we've done. Would love to see some ideas what you guys think of would be awesome to have in the next, if this is a Hobby Shop 2.0, what's Hobby Shop 3.0 look like for you guys?
Yep.
So.
Yep. Jake, if you can clarify on like what would make it easier, because obviously we've done this before a few times. Is get the break on YouTube on one of the bigger TVs so you can actually sit down and watch it instead of trying to watch in from the side window. But
we're standing and watching the TVs above the windows.
Yeah. What do you think would make that a better experience overall? Yeah. Heritage High Number does not have a release date yet, so it's coming out. We're just not sure when exactly, but hopefully some. Switch Wolves as a kegerator.
White Tiger, I'd love to know what you mean by diversity. There's a lot of different things that can be diversified. Are you talking product? Are you talking people? Are you talking, what are you talking about? Talking for diversity. Concession stand. We do have a complimentary fridge with soda and water here. We don't have snacks. What would it be cool? Like, what if you did like Cracker Jacks and like ballpark snacks or something like that?
We can't have hot dogs in the store at all times.
When we opened, we did Harmon Killebrew root beer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So we kind of went that like Harmon Killebrew root beer route when we first opened.
Yep.
And then we kind of went away from that because they're in the big cans. And we actually went to like the mini cans because people tend to finish those.
Right.
Instead of leaving big giant half drink cans all over the place.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I don't hate the idea of like a concession stand. I'm not sure I would do like popcorn or peanuts. We don't want to be cleaning up messes all over the place.
Right.
But if you could do something like a Cracker Jacks or like traditional
That's
ballpark,
kind of in the same, like peanut popcorn in the same realm as that.
and that's like sticky also,
Yeah, you're
right?
gonna
Like now
you're
you're
gonna
gonna have.
vacuuming up sticky Cracker Jack.
Well,
every
we're
single
definitely
day.
not going to have carpet in the
Right.
store.
Yeah.
So we might have carpet in the studios for sound purposes, but we are
Right.
not going to have
Right.
carpet in the store. So, yeah,
Take a couple notes as people shoot some ideas.
yeah. More single packs. Yeah, we do. If you visit and there's a product that's not packed out and you would like to buy a pack, you are always welcome to ask. We are very, very often pack things out on request. So if there's something that you want to rip and we don't have it packed out, just ask us and we're happy to take a look at that.
Yep.
I like Maddie's idea. He said partner with a brewery and get a real sports cards beer. we already got that idea. I already know what I would call it. So I can't say it. Somebody will steal it.
Yeah.
MLB The Show playable in the shop. All right.
It's not a bad idea. Jake said it's a long wait sometimes having a floater helping out up front. We are actually adding to our staff. So we already added to it. We have two people now full time in there 3 days a week. Right? And we are planning on going 2 people full time 7 days a week. As well as with the new store, it'll be fully staffed with 2 or 3 people. It'll be a bigger store. Probably be 3 times as big as what we have here. Yep. Oh man, Maddie, don't tempt me with a good time. I'm already setting the groundwork for something like that. Scroll back up.
I don't mind. I actually really like White Tiger's idea about diversifying for our staff. We've never had anybody apply.
Right.
So in the 8 years that we've been in business, we've never had anybody apply of a diverse background.
Right.
So never had the opportunity.
Yep. Yeah, Maddie, we've definitely chatted about that and pricing and how we might be able to integrate some more technology into that. So that's definitely on our short list.
That's something that will likely get integrated into the new store. We're a little limited on space, like wall space and things like that. We're a little limited on space here in the Champlin store, but that is definitely something that we are looking at for the new store. So, well, that brings us to 10 o'clock. That's the end of All Cards Ship. Keep the ideas coming. You guys always can reach out. You guys can always reach out to us privately. Pretty soon, you'll be able to reach out to us privately in the app. We're excited about that feature. We're about
There's a teaser.
we're about 6 weeks away.
There's
We're
a
about
teaser.
6 weeks away from rolling out that new feature, where you'll be able to contact us directly right within the app, kind of like a built-in Facebook Messenger. But keep the ideas coming. We'd love all of your ideas as we kind of enter into this creative phase of planning the new location. We are pretty close to dialing in the precise spot that we are going to put this. And then we start out the creative design process and the build process for late summer open. So we're excited about it. Keep us full of ideas for your greatest ideas ever, greatest card shop ever. And we will see you all next week. Thanks for hanging.
Thanks, guys.